It's funny, you'd be surprised how many other ethnic groups have meatballs.
Yeah.
And how different they are. Oh, man. But it's a House Bill number 1199. The state of Illinois is officially declared that October is Italian Heritage Month.
The more I learn about Italian culture and get connected with it, I feel like I'm learning more about myself and who I am.
Absolutely. And also it represents the struggles that my grandparents, the branding, the name tags, you're not Italian, you're Sicilian, or you're Barese and you're Calabrese, and all that stuff. Listen, I don't care where you think I'm from or whatever, I'm perpetuating this culture. Great.
All right, Ron, welcome back. I know you've done a podcast already, so good to have you back and checking out the warehouse. Thanks for stopping by. How's
This
it
is
going?
not a warehouse. It used to be a warehouse. Now it's a studio.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood. Here we are. I wish you guys the best. You're doing a great job. And by taking the plunge and really getting into the social media aspect and the podcast situation, we need this kind of thing in our community. And I congratulate you and your whole family for doing this. It's really something we need.
Thanks, means a lot. And yeah, I got to get used to calling it a studio now, I guess. It's been the
Yeah.
warehouse for over 7 years or something like that. So thanks, appreciate
Well, it's
it.
a warehouse of experience and innovation and imagination. That's what it is now.
Yeah, exactly. But thanks for coming by. And yeah, like you said, there's a lot of stuff we should shed light on, and that's why hopefully we got hopefully we could keep pushing this podcast out and show people what it means to be Italian and keep people proud. And that's why you're like the perfect guy for all this stuff. So you're welcome to come on every day if you want.
I will be here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
All right, let's do it. But
no, it's an honor to be a part of it, and it is something that our community definitely needs because, that's been one of our challenges over the generations. Everybody's got their thing, everybody's got their organizations, everyone's got their dinner dances, whatever it is, but it's theirs. And for us to come together as a community to be strong is something we need so much. So, and how do we do that? By connecting all our events, connect all of our meetings. And like we're doing, I was doing something, you were doing something, but now we're doing something together. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. Working together 100%. And yeah, what I like talking to you too is because you got experience in all different areas with the theater and then the fest and then, just the two organizations. Like, I feel like all the connections and people you meet and you're just, you're doing good things like all around for the community, all around, not just one area, like it's not just sports or not just with like organizations and politics, like it's everywhere. So I think it's cool. And with that being said, do you want to give like a little 2024 update? What's going on with the Sports Hall of Fame?
Man. Well, we can do this for the next 3-4 hours for sure. But really
Yeah.
quickly, there's so many things. This is March. This is the feast of St. Joseph. And we all got to hit the St. Joseph's tables. Unfortunately, this year, which is the bad news, is Our Lady of Pompeii Shrine, which is one of my favorites, old school St. Joseph's tables, is not doing it this year because they're involved in a huge $10 million renovation, which is really exciting for one of the old school shrines to be going through that type of renovation and keep being kept alive for the next generations. But there are so many other St. Joseph's tables, St. Jerome's down in Bridgeport, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, of course, in Melrose Park. There's several of them. So the tradition continues. And I'll tell you what, another thing that just excites me in the month of March this year, if you saw this month's edition of Franoi, this movie Cabrini. Now, I was fortunate enough to meet the producer and director, and actually the star has actually become a very good friend. And I saw the original screenings back when it was just a few clips. It wasn't even finished yet, wasn't mastered yet. And it hit me so hard because this film, Cabrini, not only is a biographical film about this 4'10" lady, which I could totally identify with.
Me too.
But she was so small in stature, but huge in the effect and what she did for the world. It's not just the Italians, but
Wow.
I think it was almost 60 churches she started and hospitals and schools. It's just amazing what this lady did all over the world. But this film not only captures what she had to go through, because it was far from easy at the turn of the century, in 1890s or so, 1880s to 1920s, 1930s, but it also really represented the plight of the Italians when they came to this country, what they had to deal with, and what all immigrants had to go through. But the Italians in particular, people don't realize what our ancestors, the people of our heritage, had to go through back then. Treated worse than worse, I'm telling you. And this movie depicts it in such a classy and emotional light, I got to say, we all have our favorite films. It's a Wonderful Life, Wizard of Oz, whatever it is. We all have it. And I definitely have mine.
Yeah.
Top 3 for sure. This film is Cabrini. Just the
Wow.
way it was done, the message. And for those of us and those of you out there who feel to whatever degree that your heritage, whether it's Italian or not, your heritage is important to you. This film really puts you in the shoes of those that lived it. And I'm telling you, man, it's spectacular. It comes out March 7th, actually. It's March 7th and 8th, but there's some theaters in Chicago. It's going to show it at March 7th. And you have to see it. I mean, it'll get to Netflix. It'll get to all that stuff eventually. But it'd be great to see it in the big screen because to really get the effect. So that's happening in March.
Mm-hmm.
The Hall of Fame on Harlem. We're really working hard to keep whatever we can of our little Italies alive. Taylor Street is struggling. There's no secret there. We're trying to make it happen on Taylor Street, working on the plaza, the piazza there, to make it more of a community kind of a performance center. On Harlem, we're opening up more and more businesses on Harlem Avenue, really branding it, because that is also since the 1980s been branded another Little Italy in Chicago. Yeah. So I'll be opening up a new cafe there in just a couple of weeks. I'm very excited about it. Yeah,
another business
because I got nothing else to do.
You don't have enough.
I don't have enough. So
no, that's awesome. Congrats.
But we need it. There's several places available for lease and purchase, and so we're all jumping in, doing some things out there. But it's exciting that people are starting to come together, and with the Joint Civic Committee of Italian Americans, our umbrella organization of all the groups, we just had our monthly meeting, and there was a time we'd have meetings, 12, 15 people there. We had 150 people there. We had over 40 organizations represented. I mean, the momentum is there, man. It's happening. So there's a lot. I can go on. I should probably take a breath. Me and punctuation don't have a good relationship. I don't know what it is.
No, it's good. It's all interesting stuff, so I appreciate it. And just to touch on the Cabrini movie too, I want to say you're not the only one who said it's one of their favorite movies of all time. I know my parents watch it; they love it. Yep. Everyone at the Fenoy board meeting was they were saying they were in tears watching it and everything. So that's awesome. And I agree. Just what you're doing with the Hall of Fame and just bringing the Italians together too with the Joint Civic and all the organizations, it's awesome. It's I know I said this the last podcast too, but it's got to be a lot of work to put all this together,
A tremendous amount of work.
Yeah.
It is. But you know what? I'm very fortunate where I'm at in my life and my career. I've got, just incredible staff that supports me, and they believe in, they get paid to believe in me. Mm-hmm. But no, they I'm able to, as opposed to, I don't know, bankers or insurance guys or whatever that all want to be a part of the community, but then they go to their job. My job is music and meatballs. I mean, so it kind of works out where it all works together, putting on the shows. My job is events, my job is promotions, my job is marketing, my job is music, my job is food. So you put it all together, it's what our community needs too. So it's worked out. And, we're making moves now with Taylor Street Festival it looks like we'll be a week earlier, August 8th to 11th. It looks like, wait for confirmation. But the city has asked me to move it because the Democratic Convention was butting up against it. Then we got some other great announcements happening. I don't know how much you want to do on this particular thing. There's so much happening.
Yeah.
You want another announcement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
all the breaking news. Let's hear it.
Breaking news. There's a thing called the Frecce Tricolore, which is, if you've seen, it's the Italian Air Force, the Italian Blue Angels. You've seen that poster all over the place with the planes flying up and with the green, white, red smoke behind it. Well, that's the actual Italian Air Force, and they haven't been to Chicago since 1995, and it's been a personal dream of mine because I lived it back then. It's just to hear those engines and like the Blue Angels that you've heard at the air show in Chicago, but to be the Italian Air Force and have our flag up in the sky, just amazing. And I've been trying for so many years. Well, I got to be friendly with the 4-star general of the Italian Air Force. We invited over him to the Columbus Day Parade, which he came, and got to be so close with these guys, the generals and the captains and the majors, and they're wonderful guys. And I went out to Washington, had a meeting at the embassy, back and forth. Bottom line here is in June, we are bringing the Frecce Tricolore to Chicago, or June or August. I think it's August. It's August, yeah. Okay. Because it was supposed to be at the, we got all set, and they were going to be in the Chicago Air and Water Show. It was going to be so cool. Mm-hmm. And then because of the Democratic Convention again, they moved the water show, and the Italians are like, we already got it booked, and we got that, So what they're going to do is they're going to do the Milwaukee Air and Water Show, which we can all go to, of course.
Yeah,
But
not
then
far.
we've worked out. They asked me to actually come up with a place. So I said, can you do at least a flyover? Come over by us. I said, for you started this whole thing. We got to do this. So it's kind of cool. But they are coming to Chicago, and the day after, they're doing their Air and Water Show on Sunday. They'll be actually, I'll have all 87 airmen that we're going to find stuff for them to do for 4 days. We're going to do a flyover. And I said, but they said, how about downtown? Where you just tell us where you'd like it. They said, how about Buckingham Fountain? I said, that would be cool. However, we're trying to bring awareness to the Italo Balbo Monument, which is a whole nother show we could put together.
Okay.
But it is really quickly in 1934, part of the World's Fair, 1933, 1934, as part of the World's Fair, Century of Progress in Chicago. Italo Balbo was sent from Italy with 27 biplanes across the ocean, and they landed here, and they were met with heroes' welcomes in New York. They had a ticker tape parade. There was over 1 million people to welcome Italo Balbo on Lake Michigan here in Chicago, and he brought with him a very special gift from Italy to the city of Chicago, a 2,000-year-old column that was from Ostia, which is ancient Rome. And as a gift, and they dismantled it, but they put it back together, and they had it on display at the 1933 World's Fair. And it's the only thing, it's still there. A lot of people don't realize it. It's the only thing that's still there outside of the Museum of Science and Industry from the 1893 World's Fair that was constructed. It's right across from Soldier Field, right on the lakeside of Soldier Field. And with with all the challenges with the Columbus statues, all that crap that happened, they put a chain link fence around it, and it needs a renovation. So we're raising money for that, making sure that happens. I'm trying to get it done, working with the Park District before this August date, so that now the Italian Air Force can fly over this beautiful thing in honor of this big thing. So there's a lot of things going on. We can go on and on and on. I'll make your microphone bleed.
No, that's crazy though. Just that's got to be so hard to organize too. Just like, I don't know. I mean, because it can't be an inexpensive thing to fly like jets over anywhere.
No, big deal. No, they're actually shipping them. Believe it or not, they're putting on ships to bring them across the ocean, and then they're going to do. We got them doing. I think 6. I think they're doing L.A. They're doing a few others. And so it's gotten to be a huge thing. Yeah, and it's a big source of pride, and again, heritage and culture and history, and we got to keep trying to do these things and
it's a big deal.
Getting young people like you and involved, because me and your dad, and we're not getting any younger, are we? So we got a lot going on here. But again, I just applaud you for what you guys are doing and doing everything you can to keep it going. Thanks.
No, appreciate it. But I feel like that's why we need the organizations and stuff, because I almost feel like, younger Italians, they don't really know where to go and where to look. And, it's almost like people understand the stereotypes and stuff like that, but I feel like people don't know there's organizations out there and there's these things happening and events. And, I feel like we need to show people like this is how you keep it going, is like participating in this kind of stuff,
Well, you know what? I had a conversation this morning with someone about that, a gentleman about your age. And, excuse me, we're talking specifically about that and how, he was telling me how hard it is, but I said, we got to get these younger people involved. He goes, I'll be honest with you, Ron. It's hard. You go to these things and dinner dances and spaghetti dinners and all this stuff. I said, man, you got it all wrong. I said, yeah, that's some of the stuff that's still there, St. Joseph's tables. But what's the coolest culture out there? And it ain't me saying it, right? I mean, it's cool. Ferraris, fashion, the coolest restaurants, Lakeview and all this, they're Italian. Yeah. I mean, of course, there's the Asian fusion, there's this, but really, as far as the number one most popular food in the world, Italian. It's up to you, your generation, to make it cool. It doesn't always have to be about, no, I can't believe I'm saying this, always about no, but that'll come. That'll come with it. But it's up to you guys. Make it cool. Make it, being Italian, make it cool. Yeah. And I think that's what's not happening right now. I think you guys see certain things. They think, well, just being Italian, if it's not Sopranos, if it's not, that kind of mob stuff that a lot of these people like or get into, that was perpetuated by the media. That's another show. That's show number 3. But that's all that was out there. But when the people of your generation, of the current generation, of the we call millennials, I think that's what they call you guys. That's not what I call you guys. That's another story. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But I mean, again, it's up to you. You could, if you guys just take the initiative, and we're willing to help, and I'm willing to help, and just anybody who looks like
Appreciate that.
you know what I mean? You just come on out, be a part of the community, but make it close. That's what we try to do with Taylor Street.
Yeah.
With the festival. You got music, you got food, you got fashion, I got the sports cars. I mean, who wouldn't like to be part of our Italian community? It's not just for Italians either.
Yeah.
But people love our food. People love our fashion. People love our music. I mean, come on. People love,
Exactly. And it's cool to show like all that other side about being Italian, because you're right. It's kind of what the media portrays. And I don't know. I feel like every part of being Italian is awesome. Like you said, there's, you know.
It is. I mean, just like being Asian, being anything, everyone's got their thing, you know, which God bless them.
Yeah.
But we got our thing. If I was, we're recording this on the day that I went to, it's Casimir Pulaski Day. Right.
Yeah.
So it's their big freaking day. I mean, Pulaski, ends in a vowel, should be Italian. But I went to the Polish American Museum on Milwaukee Avenue. Unbelievable. It's like 3 or 4 floors. All the exhibits, all the stuff they're selling, all the pride, their red and white of their flag. It was amazing. I mean, every ethnic group has got their thing, got the stuff they're proud of. We do. We just keep it to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, they're out there with the flags and they're doing their thing, and the Mexicans are doing it, and everybody, Puerto Ricans, oh my gosh. When it's Puerto Rican, whatever day that is, the Puerto Rican National Day, whatever. How about every flag on every car, every horn's blowing? They do that.
Yeah.
What do we do? We're like, nah, I got a shower this weekend. I got a baby shower I got to go to. Or I got, we don't get out there.
Yeah.
So it's up to us to do it. And for a long time, the different generations are just kind of complacent, and we have our stuff and we have our Sunday dinner family, but not getting out there. So now's the time we got to do it.
Yeah, and I feel like too, and again, not to go to podcast number 4 idea, but just I feel like that's where it's kind of a shame with all the Columbus stuff, because that should be our day and everyone should be proud of it. And now it's like politicized, obviously, and it's some people don't want to celebrate it now. Like, I don't know, it makes it tough. We don't have like a genuine day anymore,
Well, we do. We fought very hard about that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, technically, we have more of a day now than we ever had.
Because isn't it official?
Well, we pushed it for years, been trying. We finally got it done last year, just a few months ago in October.
Yeah.
It's a House Bill number 1199. State of Illinois is officially declared that October is Italian Heritage Month, and we battled it for a long time because we had our opponents, and even Pritzker wasn't for it, but we got the governor to sign it. It is into law. We're working on another bill now to make it where it's illegal to go against federal holidays, because that's what they did. It's like Oak Park proclaiming we don't celebrate this.
Yeah.
Or Evanston, we don't celebrate Columbus Day. It's like, it's a federal holiday. It's not like, if we're Elmwood Park saying, no, we don't celebrate Christmas anymore. I mean, it's a federal holiday. Yeah. So that's the bill now. And what that does, that protects Martin Luther King Day. It protects all the holidays of all the other ethnic groups, because anybody else could come in, we don't like Martin Luther King Day, let's change it. We don't like Casimir Pulaski Day, let's change it. So it protects everybody. So, and I got to tell you that as bad as the Columbus stuff is happening, and my lawsuit, we go to court March 28th. We have so much positive with that. We've won so many elements of the case already. But people it's better now. I got to tell you, it's better. It's calmed down. We've created meetings on a national front, members of the Native American community, which is podcast number 5, because it's really interesting. We talk indigenous people and that whole thing, but it's really interesting how many of the Native Americans don't want to be connected with the indigenous thing, because indigenous reflects all these the Haitians, the Spaniards, just everybody. But it doesn't talk about Native Americans. Yeah. And so these are just great conversations and connections. We're meeting with various members of the Native American community, and they're like, you know what? We don't care about Columbus. We don't care about the Washington Redskins or Atlanta Braves. We care about economic development and education and land acquisitions, or land representation, or land ownership, rather. I mean, there's serious issues. We don't care about this stuff. It's 2% of our population that causes trouble. So we've made inroads with those members of those communities.
Wow.
So it's just a lot going on. Too much for this podcast.
Yeah,
what are we
but
on,
that's
our second hour?
yeah, true. But that's probably huge to like when you have these meetings and stuff to have like everybody on the same page.
We're
That's
getting
crazy.
there.
Like people probably don't normally do that and meet with every
No.
community and like that's
That's
crazy.
what we're trying to do. That's what I spend half my days just going to different. The other night I went to. I was actually asked to represent the Consul General of Italy, who was in Italy, but it was a consular corps event. So all the consuls generals got together. So I mean, I'm speaking with all of them from Paraguay and Guatemala and Mexico and Turkey and Poland was there, and it's just really really cool. Again, bridging the gap that we've had between so many of our ethnic groups. And they're all beautiful. I tell you what, I love talking to every one of them. Every one of these ethnic groups have so much beauty, so much pride. Most of them have pretty good food. Some of them, I don't know, man. But you know what? To each his own. But it's funny, you'd be surprised how many other ethnic groups have meatballs.
Yeah.
And how different they are. Oh man. But seriously, it's been a cool ride trying to bridge these gaps and create meetings and conversations and dialogue that's all positive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people out there. There really are.
100%. And I want to hear your take on this too, because a lot of people, I don't know, it's weird being Italian American because like you get comments that saying you're not Italian at all, you're just American. Then you kind of get the other comments saying, you know what I mean? Like you almost don't fit in with like Italians, you also don't fit in with Americans. And I feel like a lot of people say, like, you're not Italian, you're just American. I don't know if it's people from Italy or whatever, but we see the comments. Why do you think it's so important to, like, recognize your heritage, no matter what ethnicity you are?
Well, those people who say that, I've heard that too. I'm born in Chicago.
Yeah.
So, what I found there's a certain number, not a lot, but there's certain people who were born in Italy who come to this country, and they see what we're doing, and for some reason, they somehow take a slight offense, or I don't know. I don't know what to say, how to represent it, but it's calling us you're not real Italians. Like, I don't know what that means, because for me, being Italian is a somewhat of a birthright, of course.
Yeah.
But it's also like a presence of mind. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not as much, for me, it's not as much being Italian as it is to appreciate and respect, what Italy is all about. I respect it because that's where my ancestors are from. My grandfather, my grandparents, my mom was born in Florence. And, my dad was born in Chicago, World War II hero, as I call him. And he was in, there's a thing called 5,000 Miles from Home, which was a DVD about, a video about a television program about all the Italian Americans that fought in World War II from the Chicago area. It's really interesting. It was on PBS. Then another PBS special 4-part series came out called The Italian Americans.
Yeah.
My dad was in that
one
too. Yeah. Well, if you notice, he's in that quite
Yeah.
a bit. And it was really cool. My dad was just a tailor. I mean, I shouldn't say just a tailor, but he's not like Scorsese or these other people that had in there. But they had him in there because he had a very interesting perspective about being an officer in the United States Army at 19 years old, but then he's of Italian blood, that was shipped over to basically the area where his family's from to go, kill them, to battle. And they said, well, how could you do that? How could you be Italian and be sent to, you're practically your hometown? Because this is at the time when it was Mussolini, it was against, and all that stuff. And he said, you know what? I'm an American, and I had a job to do. And he did it. And it's interesting because, you would think, well, but you're Italian American. Anybody, I think, who gets caught up in that conversation,
Yeah.
in my own opinion, they don't get it. They don't get why we do what we do. They don't care. They don't get why we believe in what we believe or why we're trying to perpetuate. They just don't get it. If the what would you call the branding, the name tags, the categorization.
Yeah.
Well, you're not Italian, you're Sicilian, or you're Barese and you're Calabrese, and you're all that stuff. It's about, listen, I don't care where you think I'm from or whatever. I'm perpetuating this culture because it's a beautiful culture. It deserves it. And also it represents the struggles that my grandparents, and I do this very selfishly. They ask, why do you do all this? I believe in it, but I'm very selfish here. I'm doing it because I don't want the memory of my grandparents to go away.
Yeah.
So, if
100%.
you want to come along on my ride to honor my grandparents, you're all welcome. As I want to join, get on your train, that you're going to keep your grandparents on your train. And, that's what we should be doing, getting on everybody else's train. But they're not. And some of those people, you know what? That question isn't even worth asking, in my own opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it doesn't,
Yeah, no, I get you. I just want to hear from you because I know how I think about it too. And I don't know. I feel like, especially today, a lot of people get depressed with social media and everyone's showing off what they got and this and that. And I personally feel that, we have Italian roots, and it doesn't matter if it's your great, great, great grandfather, whatever. I mean, it's a part of your blood. It's in you. And the more I learn about Italian culture and get connected with it, I feel like I'm learning more about myself and who I am. And I feel like there's never, because yes, we're American, but at the same time, no matter what ethnicity you are, I feel like there's a connection there, and you just feel like it's a part of who you are. And I feel like nobody should deny a part of who they are.
Well, I used to play baseball, semi-pro baseball, and I played ever since I'm 4 years old. And a big part of that is fundamentals. No matter how, I don't care if you're a home run king on the Cubs or you're in Little League baseball, it's all the same. Use two hands to catch the ball, keep your eye on the ball, stay down the ball. Certain things never changes. It's fundamentals. And it's the same thing here. We all have the same fundamentals and lessons that our great-grandparents went to. We have the same challenges. There's differences, of course. But, think about us. Some of us won't even go to a restaurant that we've never been to before or want to talk to people. These people have got nothing. They leave everything behind. They go to a country they don't have a command of the language. There's no internet. They have no direction. They have no money, nothing. And they just go there because they got the heart and soul and passion and want to make a better life for their families. That's a hero.
Yep.
That's a hero. I get asked about these statues. Who should we put up in place of Columbus if we don't get that back?
Yeah.
Or, first of all, this is one of them that I totally...
Yeah.
Mother Cabrini's got my number one. But I also believe that the statue that needs to be put up is the immigrant, which is a 4-letter word these days, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But the immigrant, again, selfishly, my immigrant grandparents were heroes.
Yeah.
Those are the heroes we need to honor. Whether it's Joe DiMaggio or, Robert De Niro or any of that, that's great. They've done what they've done. But they couldn't have done none of that. And if you ask, because I had the fortune to ask Joe DiMaggio that. I never talked to Robert De Niro about it, but he said that. Mm-hmm. Pacino said, they all say that without those heroes, the heroes of today don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So those are the heroes.
I agree. And I just think, and that's why we try to post on social media so much. The more people that think about it, that's the answer to everything. Just having that perspective of what they sacrifice, it's easier to be happy too, because you realize you have it good and made compared to what they dealt with. And
when you see this Cabrini movie, going back to that, you'll see what it was like when they were just shot down every possible way and lived in mud, again, that's a whole nother, it's a really interesting how Italians were from 1880 to 1930 or so, that whole thing. And how the whole gangster thing and the mob thing and the prohibition thing, there's a reason why that happened. And we could talk about that another time, but there's a reason. Far from a justification, don't get me wrong. But if you understand the reason, it helps you to understand where it all came from and how and why we shouldn't go back there and why we can't let it go back there, And I touched on Pulaski Day a little bit before, and I tell you what would help everybody appreciate in my opinion, our own ethnicity more if you understand other people's ethnicity a bit more. Because again, it's been another one of my bucket list things to create an actual Chicago Italian immigration museum. Because people got their stuff. They got their papers, they got their suitcase, they got their clothes from the 20s, their grandma's stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have that. New York's got it, California's got it, New Orleans got it, San Diego, they all have got it. And you go and again, you go see the Polish Museum, why don't we have this? This is, I mean, you could literally go in this place and come out Polish. I don't know how it works. It's like a car wash. You walk
Yeah.
through and but seriously, you understand where they came from. You understand the plight. You understand where they're going. I mean, everything. So again, that's something that we need in our community. And we just kind of been dragging our feet for a couple generations here. And hopefully with young people like you and other people, we come together and make it strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying. I mean, you think we could be doing a better job just as Italian Americans to kind of get more involved with this stuff, or is it?
I mean, I don't know if I'd say better job, because I don't want, everyone's doing what they can.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think if we come together.
Yeah, I guess, and not to interrupt you too, but do you think it's going in like the right direction or the wrong direction? Like, do we need to make a shift? Because
no, I think it's happening.
Okay.
I feel, I mean, maybe because I'm in it, knee deep into it, but I feel the momentum again of our organization, our community. I mean, my Taylor Street Italian Festival, I mean, you're there. We got 100,000 people there. It's crazy. Yeah. And people love it. They just love it. When I just brought Matteo Bocelli in, and we sold out like crazy. But the people in the audience, just love it. I mean, Ovolo, I brought them. They're my little brothers. Great. I brought them here when they were 14 years old. Literally
awesome.
14 years old.
They're great.
And we're playing soccer behind the stage. It was outdoors. It was fabulous.
Oh my God.
And look what they're doing now. I mean, people love. That's what I'm saying. Look at the Ferrari movie that just came out. Every fashion week is all, a lot of them are Italian designers. So I throw it back again. I think it's going to great. I think it was always there. I think it just people didn't give it the importance. And I think now it's more important than ever to really underscore what we're all about. And if you step back and think about it, it's pretty freaking cool. I don't care how old you are. I mean, it really is. It's not just about, no, sitting down, sewing things on a Sunday night. And at least my parents are doing that. And, I mean, it's fun. It's dynamic. It's exciting. It's sexy. It's just a wonderful experience to be a part of the Italian culture, whether you're Italian or not.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I guess people too like making movies like that. And there's just an opportunity to get involved left and right, it seems.
All over.
More people just need to. That's what I want to do, is like make sure people who are younger, like they feel, because like I said, there's comments where people try to like tell them they're not Italian or your great grandfather, whatever. But I just want people to feel connected, and then they'll get more involved and feel like they can be a part of the stuff. But like you said too, you don't even have to be Italian. It's fun stuff all around.
Anybody who makes those statements, you got to throw, hold up the mirror and say, okay, what makes you Italian? What are you doing to perpetuate our heritage or your heritage and culture, as opposed to trying to knock it down?
Yeah.
And there's those people there. And you know what? They don't deserve the time of day. I mean, I know what we're doing. We're trying to do positive. When I became president of the Joint Civic Committee, I coined a phrase, a tagline, proud and positive. Because that's what my administration, what that's going to be, and my direction. I don't have time or space between my ears to worry about the negativity. You want that? There's plenty of that. It's easy to be negative. It takes a strong individual to be positive. That's hard.
Agreed. And that's the thing, like, because I don't care at all either. Like, it blows over my head, but I just don't want people ever being discouraged to like feel a part of it, So I agree. So thanks for sharing that too.
No, I think it's what Hardcore is doing and other groups are doing. You guys are out there, we're trying to, October Italian Heritage Month was the biggest we ever had. We got Italian Restaurant Week now, which was really successful. This year it's going to be, I need your help on that, by the way.
Yeah, whatever you need.
No, I mean, like I said, it's just people needed, it's not that they wouldn't go to the places, they just needed a place to go. And I think if we put them all together and show them that, for example, last October we had our Italian Heritage Month, several celebrations. Our parade, the biggest ever. We had a president's ball with the presidents of all the organizations there. We had fashion from New York, fashion from Milan, fashion from all over. It just, we're at a different level now. It's cool and it's happening.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of it? You want to be part of it?
Be a part of it.
Be part of it. Vieni.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, thanks. Is there anything else you got coming up you want to talk about or mention?
Are you serious? You kidding me?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe
he's got to go. There's 1,000 things, but the important thing is, just everybody. There's websites. The JCCIA. We have or the Franoi here is a center of our. You can go to franoi.com. I think it's .org or .fra? I don't know what it is.
I think it's .com.
Is it .com?
I think
Anyway,
so.
I should know this.
Yeah, me too.
But I know. No, because I'm always on it. It's like someone's phone number, like your sister's phone number. You press, you don't even know it.
It's bookmarked.
But there's so many things happening. Just get involved. And, getting involved doesn't necessarily mean, oh my God, they're just going to get me for raffle tickets or meetings all the time, all that stuff. You don't have, that's there. You don't have to be a part of it. There's so many ways to be a part of it. As long as you enjoy it, just so much to enjoy.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? If you like going out to dinner, then go out to dinner. Do it, but do it to an Italian restaurant once in a while. Support the Italian business.
Yeah.
That's all you want. Drive a Ferrari once in a while. It doesn't suck.
Yeah, really. All right, no, 100%. Thanks again for coming on. It's always a pleasure, and we'll have to bang out those other 4 podcasts. I don't know what you're doing the next 4 days at 6 a.m., but we'll get them done.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks. It was a pleasure.
All right.
Yeah.